muscle is always waiting to be trained.
Hey guys, Vandalizer here, and today I'm going to be talking about how to use Zangief's V-Reversal to combo into his critical art. I'll also be giving some rules for when you can combo into his critical art, as well as some examples of situations where you normally can't punish without V-Reversal, and also why you should hit the lab before using this in a real match so you don't waste meter. In Street Fighter V, Zangief needs his V-Trigger to suck his opponent in and unlock his true combo potential. And once he gets in, he's scary because any hit, even crouching light punch, can lead into a full combo. So let me demonstrate by popping V-Trigger here. And I'm just going to do 3 crouching light punches into V-Trigger, and you see that it's comboing. And you can end with whatever you want. You can also pop V-Trigger and you can do this V skill into his critical art like that. You'll see this will actually do 2, 3, and 4. So that's 4 hits, that's 1 hit more than his critical art normally does, so we know that it's comboing. And you can also do like any normal canceled into his, during footsies you can do canceled into his V-Trigger. So Zangief is very scary when he's up close, but only when he's on offense. When he's on defense up close, he doesn't have a reversal to get his opponents off of him. Unlike Street Fighter 4, his SPD is too slow. Let's see the SPD there. SPD is too slow to mash out during block strings, and he doesn't have any strike invincibility on his EX SPD. That makes him vulnerable to being pressured himself, especially when he's stuck in the corner. Let's put Zangief in the corner here. Luckily, he has his V-Reversal to get his opponents off of him. So Zangief is the only character that can currently... Let me set the dummy to do an attacker. Currently the only character that can combo into his critical art after his V-Reversal. So we'll see it's actually going to combo there. Okay, so since the beta testing, it's been known that Zangief can combo into his critical art. So why haven't we seen more of this tech in action? Because it has limited and specific uses. In most cases, a raw critical art can punish most moves on block, but using V-Reversal into critical art does have some unique uses. So let's go over the reasons why you should use this tech. Okay, so let's talk about why you would use Zangief's V-Reversal canceled into his critical art when the critical art alone is a good enough reversal by itself. Well, to escape pressure in the corner, that's the most obvious reason. You want to use that because you don't have a good reversal option. But the most important reason is probably you can punish moves that are normally safe on block. That is, they're plus on block. And depending on the pushback, you might not be able to punish it. I'll give you some more examples later, but it's a very good tactic to punish safe moves, safe pressure. Also, if someone tries to do like their sweep canceled into their V-Trigger or something like that to make it safe, depending on the situation, you can actually punish those tactics too. So if you're having a little bit of trouble punishing things using the raw critical art alone, you'll give yourself a little bit of extra reaction time to hit confirm into the critical art if you use the V-Reversal first. So that's useful. And then also you'll do more damage than just doing the raw critical art alone, because you'll do the little extra hit before the critical art and then it all combos so it does more damage. That's also nice. And then even if you mess up your timing and the V-Reversal is blocked, that's only -2 on block, so you have time to do a mix-up with critical art or SPD or something like that after they block. And before I give you guys some examples of this tech in action, please keep in mind that there are specific rules for comboing into the critical art. The first and most important is Zangief has to be in the corner. He has to be in the corner, not his opponent, and it doesn't matter which corner you use. And it doesn't matter what strength of the critical art that you use. You can use a light punch, medium punch, or heavy punch version. You also have to keep in mind that you have to hit them with the initial V-Reversal, and that won't work against moves that have short recovery, like a light punch. And that's spacing and character dependent. You're going to have to hit the lab in order to figure out which moves you can punish specifically. And also, if you're going to use this on a special move, you want to make sure that the special move doesn't recover airborne, because you can't combo after that unless you delay your V-Reversal, but we'll talk about that later. Okay, so let's dive into some examples of this in action. So the first example we're going to have here is Ken comboing into his EX Fireball after his target combo. And so his EX Fireball is +1 on block. So normally that would mean he's safe. However, if we use V-Reversal here, you can see that you can punish that and you can combo into critical art. And another option for you is you can punish after the back plus medium punch, which you can see also works. However, if he does back plus medium punch into a heavy punch and finishes the target combo and doesn't do the EX fireball, the pushback from the hard punch will actually cause it to whiff. So you need to hit the lab to figure out when you can do this exactly. Now, if Ken does a very early hitting, a very shallow jumping hard punch like right there, you can actually punish his jump in, and it's actually not safe on block. However, if he does a late jumping hard punch or a late jumping hard kick, and it hits very deep, you're not going to be able to punish it. So you actually have to hit the lab again to make sure that you know exactly when to do your V reversal so you don't waste meter. Now if they do an individual special move, it's a little bit easier to keep track of when you can punish. So Bison just did his EX scissor kicks, which is normally +1 on block when he's not in V-trigger, and you can punish that. You can also punish when he's in V-trigger. He's normally +3 on block, but if you use this tactic, you can punish it every single time. Another good example is when Birdie does his hard punch bullhead. So normally, outside of V-trigger, this is safe due to the pushback. However, during V-trigger, it hits multiple times, and you can interrupt the animation to do a punish. Now, one of my favorite things to do is to punish someone trying to use an unsafe normal canceled into their V-trigger. So you can see right there, raw critical art whiffs because that's plus on block. However, if Zangief does his V reversal to interrupt partway through, he can actually combo into his critical art. And the cool part is you can actually react to the V-trigger activation every single time and punish it. Unfortunately, this is character specific, so if Ryu does the exact same thing, you see that he's safe from the critical art here. Now if we try to punish using V reversal, the V reversal will hit, however he's out of range for the critical art. So this is still useful outside of footsies too for characters like Laura. So there she's using a hit confirm into her V-trigger. So if it hits, she cancels into V-trigger and she's safe on block. However, if you use V reversal right afterwards in reaction to it, you can always punish it. And we all know how much our Mika players love to just bust out their V-triggers, so it's actually hilarious. It causes Nadeshko to completely whiff. So if an Armika player tries to use this as a hit confirm, or just to create offense in general, you can punish it on reaction, which is awesome. Okay, so before I go on anymore, I'd just like to mention that you guys should hit training mode before you use any of these setups in a real match so that you don't have any nasty surprises. In the video description, I'll actually post a complete list of my findings so you can confirm them. But basically, if it's negative on block and there's not too much pushback, you should probably just use the raw critical art. But there are some unique scenarios where you can use this tactic, as I mentioned before. So let's go over just some specific examples, but you guys should try these before using them in a match. So a good example of when you should use this is like if somebody's pressuring you with a frame trap and they're using a plus move on block, like Zangief's headbutt right there is +2 on block, so it's a good example of when you should use it. However, if Chun-Li does like a standing hard punch, it has a ton of pushback on it, so you actually won't be able to punish. The same thing is true for her standing hard kick. They just have a ton of pushback on them, so you would think that the V reversal would negate this pushback, however it doesn't. And I don't know if that's just because it only negates pushback on special moves rather than normals, but for whatever reason, it just doesn't work, so you should make sure that you keep that in mind before using it in a real match. Now in the case of something like Cammy's Spiral Arrow, you'll run into problems because of both pushback and spacing. So if she spaces it correctly, she's going to be safe on block. You can't punish her with the V reversal into critical art, but if she spaces it wrong, you can, or you can just do raw critical art. But the other problem is her Spiral Arrow recovers in the air, so if you actually do the V reversal too early, you'll actually pop her up into the air and you won't be able to combo into critical art. So you have to keep these things in mind. That being said, you can use this on both Ryu and Ken's Tatsumaki attacks, which are their hurricane kicks. And if you press V reversal too early, they'll still be in the air. However, if you do a delayed button press on your V reversal, they'll still be on the ground and they'll be comboable using critical art. Now if you look at something like a Shoryuken, for example, that's always going to be airborne no matter what timing you use, and you would think that you'd be able to interrupt Ken while he's still grounded in the middle of his EXDP, but that's actually not the case. And you should just, when you see a Dragon Punch, you should just either use raw critical art in the middle of it or just use your max punish when they land. But Ken's critical art also recovers in the air, so keep that in mind. One critical art that's very tricky is Chun-Li's critical art. She usually uses this to chip you out, so rather than blocking the whole thing, you might think, hey, I should use V reversal to avoid all the chip damage, but actually there's 4 different timings depending on when you choose to use the V reversal. That's going to dictate whether or not you can actually connect with your V reversal and the critical art. But basically, there's only one real timing where if you do the V reversal in the middle where it won't connect. If you do it immediately, which is what's most likely to happen because you're trying to avoid chip damage, it'll actually connect. So you shouldn't have to worry about it. But you can do it at the very start or the very end. It's up to you. Just try not to do it in the middle. And the last thing I'd like to talk about is when Ken is doing his crouching medium kick into a fireball, you can punish in between the crouching medium kick and his fireball. So here you can see the crouching medium kick is not punishable by itself, and if you wait till after the fireball to do the V reversal, it's not going to connect. But if you do it right in between the crouching medium kick and the fireball, then it connects because there's not the pushback issue. Now if we look at other characters, this also works the same way. So if Dalsum does his crouching hard punch canceled into his medium punch yoga flame, each one of those moves individually will be safe from V reversal and the critical art. However, if you interrupt in between the crouching hard punch and the medium punch flame, you can actually punish it. And this should work on other characters in the game as well. However, it is character specific, and of course you're going to have to hit the lab to make sure it works. Like for example, it'd be nice if you could punish Loris EX Thunderclap on block because it's plus on block. However, you can't do the pushback. So just to recap, Zangief's V reversal and the critical art definitely has its uses, but most of them are very specific, character specific and move specific. And you have to go to the lab and actually test these things out before using them in a real match. And there's just some things that are frustrating, like situations where you think that the V reversal would negate pushback and it doesn't. So like right here we see Cammy doing some of her cannon strike pressure, and all the situations where you could punish this using V reversal and the critical art are the exact same situations where you could punish using just the regular raw critical art by itself. So I wish it had a little bit more applicability. And then of course, once Cammy pops V-Trigger, everything that she does becomes safe on block due to its piercing property where she lands behind you, and if you try to use V-Reversal with autocorrect timing, he's no longer in the corner, so it doesn't work. Anyways, enough of my bitching. If you guys like this, please try it out in the lab. Let me know what you think, if you find any more uses for it that I haven't showcased here. I'm sure there's some pretty cool applications in real matches for this that could create some hype moments and keep your opponent in check. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel for more content. I hope to be doing more videos like this soon. Give me some feedback and let me know what you think. I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks.